We are just a few hours away when it comes to the first G20 summit that will be held on African soil, and the first time being held here in South Africa. And just to give us, a brief background when it comes to the logistics surrounding what goes into holding a prestigious event of this magnitude, we will then be getting details from William Baloyi, government spokesperson, just giving us the nitty-gritties of what government really went through when it comes to bringing thousands of delegates to South African shores, as well as inviting all these global leaders to come and participate in this year's G20 summit. And for more on this, we are now joined by William Baloyi. And William, thank you so much for your time. When it comes to, staging a summit of this magnitude, particularly, this is our first time in Africa, in South Africa, hosting world events of this nature. How prepared are you as government?
I think we have proven once again as a country that we are up to the task of hosting big events as we did in 2010. Even now, as we speak to you, leaders have been landing since yesterday, even today. They continue to land without any hiccup. But secondly, the infrastructure of making sure that all of them will enjoy the hospitality of South Africa. Accommodation excellent, the roads excellent, control, security very tight, and that's why we are looking to a very successful summit that will start tomorrow. Remember, we just emerged from hosting a very, very successful social summit that was attended by thousands without any incident, and we are quite proud as a country that we are playing our role amongst the community of nations.
And when it comes to us receiving more delegates and more world leaders, since yesterday and this morning, we've been seeing world leaders trickle in, be it OR Tambo International Airport, be it Waterkloof Air Force Base, and as well as Lanseria. How many more world leaders are we still expecting?
We haven't taken the roll call up to thus far because there are still some arrivals as we speak. There are others, I think, the Nigerian going forward, and others that are still landing, and we expect this to continue. But I think by tomorrow we'll be having a clear line of the number of heads of states and leaders of government that are here.
And when it comes to holding a successful summit of this nature, how important is this, particularly for South Africa and particularly for Africa as a whole?
I think, as we have indicated, this is not only for South Africa. It's for the region of SADC, is it for the continent of Africa, but also the world, because we are representing, the aspirations of many nations in hosting this, and we are proud as a nation that at least we'll be able to put the voice of those that are downtrodden to the fourth, to the international agenda, as per our also motto that we have submitted on hosting this. And we are so proud because all those declarations will find expression among the rich nations, as it was said by no lesser person than the Secretary General of the United Nations. And so this is representative of all those nations that needs to be on par with others.
And talking about declarations, there is this public spat and diplomatic spat currently underway between South Africa and the US. And of course, they tried to stop the country from officially declaring that declaration, which is usually done on the last day of the summit. And just yesterday, we heard from President Cyril Ramaphosa that the US would be participating in some way or form when it comes to this G20 summit. Early this morning, we then saw videos circulating from the press secretary in the US saying that, well, the president is running his mouth. There will be no US official who will be coming to South Africa to participate in this specific summit. And when it comes to handing over the G20 presidency to the US, how far are we with that process? Because this morning we also then saw, some of communication from the presidency spokesperson saying that they will not hand over the G20 presidency to a chauffeur.
I think maybe what I need to emphasize is that South Africa, we took the presidency of the G20 from Brazil in 2024. And now it's 2025. We have run more than 130 ministerial meetings and technical meetings, which means that our role during the presidency has been successfully executed. So as we come to the end, obviously then we have to hand that presidency to the US. And as the president has indicated that he welcomes, firstly, the U.S. indication, as per the letter that was sent, that was even shared in the media, that they want to be included on the last day. And the president has made it very clear that as South Africa, we have never actually stopped anyone from participating. So it's a matter that the U.S. have to deal with. Coming to what you have just indicated through the presidential spokesperson, yes, it is true, because for tomorrow and Sunday is what we call the Leaders Summit. So I think at that level of the leaders, they will define what does that mean, because the G20...
All right, let's take you to the President's address there. We'll take you back to Nasrek in just a moment.
This is an extraordinary achievement. We hope that future generations will look back on this moment as a turning point in the global fight against HIV, AIDS, TB, and malaria. The pledge amount is no mere number. It is an amount that has an impact. It is a solid foundation for impact and a renewed impetus for transformation and change. Millions of lives will be saved. Stronger, more resilient health systems will be built. This outcome is the result of the determination of a diverse coalition that has come together in the interests of global health security. But we are not done yet. More countries, regional organizations, and companies will rise up and meet us on this occasion. I say this advisedly, as I said earlier, because a number of South African corporates have committed to making their own pledges. We must remain unified behind the purpose that makes the Global Fund unique and effective in equal measure. As part of our commitment to the Lusaka Agenda on Global Health initiatives, we need to work smarter and much more efficiently. We need to eliminate waste and duplication, and we need to address the fragmentation of the global health financing system. Let me take this opportunity to thank all donors and partners for their pledges and leadership that they've shown throughout this summit. This continued partnership, guided by solidarity, sustainability, innovation, and equality, will be essential if we are to deliver on our commitments and sustain progress. And I think we've got to, all of us, applaud the work that Peter has been leading in all this. And we say thank you. All these achievements would not be possible without your dedication and commitment. And as I came in, I heard that, I could hear from your hoarse voice that you're losing the chords in your voice, and I'm sure it's about all the talking and campaigning for more money. And I will join you in making sure that we get more and more money. But I'd like to end by thanking Sibu, Nurendin, Annie, and Ivan for the upstanding display that we saw earlier. And this goes to show that indeed the work that we are doing and the pledges that have been made do save lives and do touch the lives of communities. So thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.